director of the International Archery Federation, and I introduce my first colleague.
Hello, I'm Kim Behrman. I'm chairman of the Featly Coaches Committee. The idea of this video today is to demonstrate visually our level 1 coaching manual to give you some basic idea of basic shooting. Now, Pascal, how do we start with this?
First, I would like to explain shortly the main task of the archer. The main task of the archer is to have the arrow always at the same spot in the space and give it the same push. In other words, that means that the archer has to take the same form and repeat the same release. For that purpose, we will have first some examples. Here is here another of my colleagues. Could you come? Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Kim. I introduce Mr. Song. Mr. Park and Miss John.
So could you tell us more about this reaction? About Mr. Song?
Yeah, his shooting is about 5 years ago. Yeah.
And how old is Mr. Song?
Yes, 18.
18. Yeah. And he's certainly already a good archer. What are his scores?
Yes, it's 1366.
66. High score. Great. High score.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And Miss Park?
Yes, Miss Park is shooting very long time ago. 20.
Wow, she started young, eh? Yeah. So, the best score is?
Bachelor 1376.
1376. What kind of poundage you use?
40 pounds.
40 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And finally, Miss Chang.
Yeah.
How old is she?
Yes, she's 12.
12
Yeah. Yes,
So,
she's shooting about 16 months. Yeah. Not long.
And the ball?
Yes, 28 pounds. Yeah.
Thank you for helping us.
Thank you.
We start with the basic stance, and that is the feet are in line, directly in line with the target. They're approximately shoulder width apart, and the shoulders and hips are also in line with the target. By the knock, place it on the arrow rest, and on the knocking point on the string. Big fingers down. That's nice. Look. That's nice. And that's it. That's good. Okay.
Raise it up to the eye level.
High level. That's it. There. Okay.
And
back shoot.
And release. Release. And
This time we'll bring the power of the body down. On the locking point, 3 fingers down. Okay. Take position, slow. Yeah, that's good. Okay, bring the body down. Okay. Bring the shoulders down, bring the head up. Shoulders down. Okay, good. Yeah, up a little bit. Yeah, okay, and follow first. Yeah, that's good. Pascal, you just laid out the shooting range. Could you tell me the safety checks you made, please?
Right, and first we have to ensure the safety. So the field should be orientated such that the sun will not disturb the archer. The second is there should be enough room behind the targets for the arrow missing the butts. Then the target should be well anchored to the ground to avoid that the wind blows them away. And also I have checked that there is no possibility for people coming in the field from the sides. And if you were indoor, of course, there will be a safety net behind the target to stop the arrow to not damage the wall. Also, I have prepared a first aid kit in case of injuries. I have also on me a phone with the emergency number, in case of big problem, of course. And finally, I have checked that the equipment is in good shape. No crack on the limbs, string in good shape, and the arrows that are not bent or cracked with proper knock, not with no crack in it, good arrow raised. So I think now is okay for a good shot.
On this field now, we have two lines. One here, which is the waiting line, and we have one there, 5. Here we have a waiting line and equipment line. 5 metres there, we have a shooting line. You only shoot from that line there, and only when I blow 2 whistles for you to advance to that line. When you're on that shooting line, you only draw the bow facing the targets. You do not draw the bow any other way. When you've finished shooting, you will shoot 6 hours. When you've finished, you will come back here. Wait here. The first whistle to go to there is 2 whistles. You will then go to line. You will wait 10 seconds. I will give you a... You will then shoot. When you've finished, you will come back here. When it's clear, I will give 3 whistles. And then we will go and collect the arrows. Okay? to the right-hand target, and I will explain how to pull out.
이제 화살.
Okay, now we're going to pull the arrows. You always pull arrows, carbon arrows, with an arrow. How we do that, put the hand on the target, grab the arrow right down to the hand, elbow along the arrow, make sure no one's standing behind you, and pull out. Okay? Do another one. Hand on the target, right down with the target, elbow along, no one behind you, no one there, and pull out. Okay? So if you now can pull out your own arrows. I will now check the targets to make sure that they haven't come unstuck and they're still safe. Yes, all okay. Pascal, can you tell us how you plan a training session, please?
For the first session, we plan at least 1 hour. For the other session will be between 45 minutes up to 2 hours. And we'll try to have about 6 archers per coach. An experimented coach maybe have 10 archers. And therefore we keep record of some information about the archer, the contact. Also some medical information about the archer. And finally we are ready to assign the equipment. But the first thing we have to do to assign the equipment is to determine the shooting side. There are two possibilities. Either we use the dexterity of the archer, a right-hand archer which pulls the string with the right hand, or we have to identify the dominant eye. For this purpose, we'll ask to Inspire to come and first make a hole with your 2 hands to the hand. And now you can see through the hole a right eye. Okay? Another technique is to use a system like this, now with this, yes, to the camera, and say, you approach, and the disc finish right frontal right eye.
And now we will show you one method of bracing the bow. Mr. Kim has the bow in his hand and a loop of string. He will pass that loop of string under the bowstring, round the loop, up, and put the bottom limbs between his legs onto the pad at the back, behind him. He'll put the 2 feet in through the loops, one either side. He will take the pressure and pull the top front limb up and slide the string up into the knock. He will then check both strings in the limbs at both ends, take off the loop, and he will check the string with no dry fire. Do not let go of the string. Okay? Fitted elastic string that makes it very easy to draw and perfect for the positioning, checking for the position, so we can make everything in line, get a perfect line up, and we then can check the draw length. And here we are 28 inches draw length, and we would need an extra 2 inches. We need an extra 2 inches, so we could take an arrow of 30 inches for Pascal. That string is very useful, so I'll show you how to make one. We need a piece of plaited cord, nylon, 2 pieces of rubber, and 2 pieces of thinner cord. We need to flatten the ends of the rubber so that when the knot is round it, it will not slip off. So I will do that first. We need something cold and flat and normal lighter. We heat the end and press it onto something cold and flat. And that makes a nice flat end to stop the cord slipping off. we take one end of this cord, tie it round the end of the cord, end of the elastic, and pull it very tight. Take another knot and put another knot to stop that one coming off. And when we pull, that will hold the string. We need to make a loop on the string, and that will go around the bow limb knot. Take the end off and flatten the end. Take this end, pull it tight, tie it into the second knot, pull tight, cut it off, and just melt the end, turn it round, and do the same the other end. And tie the second knot. Pull just to check it's tight. And same with this. Tie a loop. Long enough to go over the end of the limb. Cut off the end. Melt so it doesn't slip and pull through. And tie this end onto the end of the rubber. Tie the second knot, pull it tight, and then we can cut those off, melt them down, melt the ends and flatten them so they don't pull through. Same with this. And we have elastic string. And now Coach Kim will be going through a warm-up routine.
So the first is left. Start. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, next. Back. Shoulder. 1. Back. Here. Okay, leg. 1. Okay, back again. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Next count. Next with arm, leg, next finger, leg, next, right, good. Okay, jump. Very good. Right. Right. And left. Right. Left. Okay. Chin. Okay. Next neck. Right. Now just you stretch it down. Drawing. Okay. Left. Finger. Good. Drawing.
Now I will demonstrate the method how to shoot the first arrows. Right hand archer holds the bow by this part of the riser. This part is called the grip. It's your left hand. And you hang your quiver on your right side. Now we step the shooting line 1 foot each side of the shooting line. The feet are parallel. And the distance between the feet is about the width size. For comfort, you can put the bow on your front foot. Now we pull the arrow out of the quiver by the nock. Put the shaft on the arrow rest. It's not necessary to put your finger here. Don't do this, you could damage this plastic part. So just put the shaft on, knock the arrow between these two marks. This feather, called the cock feather, should be toward you, not the other part where you will hit the ball. That way is better. Okay? So, with the shaft on the plastic part, not between the two marks. So, first step, you grip the string about 2 finger space. You see 2 finger space, more or less. And you grip the string no further than the last joint. Could be written like this. Okay. And now you position your bow hand in the grip. Straighten your body. Raise the bow until the arrow is horizontal at the eye level. And without moving your body, pull, pull, pull. You pull until the knock of the arrow is very, very close to your eye. Your eye should be here and the knock right in front. The eye very close to you. So you can aim all the shaft in the center of the target. So I repeat, about 2 finger space, but we grip the string with 3 fingers, no further than the last joint. Bow hand in the grip, straighten your body. Raise until the arrow is horizontal at the eye level. Pull back without moving your head or shoulder. That's it. Now we can aim all the shaft long. That is. And now release. Maintain, follow through, maintain your body position, concentration in the goal. And let down and relax. After the demonstration, we have to check if the archers are properly dressed for shooting safely. Here, Miss Zhang, we can notice that the sleeves are a bit loose. Maybe the string will hit these sleeves. So, we have to tighten the sleeve with some pins. That is. So, Miss Zhang is ready. Thank you. This part. Oh, it's about the same shot. So there is no pocket, nothing, so only this problem to be fixed. Okay. Better. Secondly, we have to select the proper length of arrow. For that purpose, we use a bow with an elastic string and a graduated long arrow. So, please, and we knock the arrow on the elastic string, ask Miss Park to draw, as we have demonstrated, that is, pull very close to the eye. Okay. Sounds good. So we need a longer arrow, let down. We need about 29.5 inch long arrow. And Ken is helping me for equipment, and he has exactly 29.5 long arrow. So could you prepare a quiver with some arrows of this length? Now, while Ken is preparing, we'll have a simulation. Could you put your fingers on the string and demonstrate how you will shoot? Pull very close to your eye, aim and release. Follow through. Well maintained. Relax. I think Miss Park is ready for the first shot. So, we'll use the quiver with the arrows that we have selected. You can hook on the right side, you have well understood. And Ken has prepared a bow, usually for women. For the first session, we use a bow of 15, 18 pounds. Here it's a 16-pound bow, right-hand bow. So now you can have your first shot. So this is it. Grab the arrow by the knob, put on the rest, knob between the two marks, 2 finger space, raise the bow at the eye level, pull very close to the eye, and release, follow through, maintain the posture, relax. It was a perfect knife shot. Congratulations.
Kim, we have problems with beginners, either hitting their arm, raising their shoulders, and getting those loose.
Yeah.
Can you give some tips on how to overcome this?
Yeah. Almost archers have this problem, but this is we have the reason. I will show you. When you make the grip, if the grip too much inside, don't have the space string and the bow arm, and then hand shooting is very easy hitting the bow arm. And then when you make the grip, must be pushing to a point and cannot too much inside. Then next, when you set up, we must be turn bow arm. And the shoulder cannot move too much higher. We pushing it down. And we drawing the slow, drawing the anchor. When you drawing, if too fast, same this arrow is very easy down. And then when you drawing, if you use the finger force too much inside, the same is very easy down. And then must be, we make the hand line must be straight line. This is very important. And the next, when you drawing the bow, this elbow position we cannot too low. If too low, same this arrow is down. Okay, I will show you. First, grip. Second, turn. So the shoulder down. Next, drawing slowly. Anchor. Elbow position.
Okay. What about the release? People have difficulty in getting a good release.
Yeah. The hand start actually, this release is very, very important. If you don't make the good release, cannot make the high score. I will teach you. Okay, throwing the ball about 10 centimeters. Right, one more. Throwing one. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Yes, good. Do you have feeling?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right, please anchor. Throwing anchor. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we will use the elbow. Throwing 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Yes. This is very natural to release. When you release, you cannot use the hand. If you only use the hand, this is very easy mistake. Sometimes too higher, sometimes too low, sometimes too outside. They must be used the elbow. Okay, one more try. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. Very nice. Okay.
Pascal, shall we show them how to line the feet up?
Yes. Now we'll see how to stand, to step the shooting line, what we call the stance. Mr. Tom, please. So far it's correct. We have 1 foot each side of the shooting line, but we will try to get a more stable stand with the feet parallel to the shooting line. Yeah. And well square. We can see now that the feet are very parallel at about the waist level, which provides quite a stable stance. From now on, we will divide the body in two parts. This will be called the bow side, and this will be called the string side.
Why do you do that, Pascal?
It is for a better balance, because you see, when the feet are parallel, we have all this distance to balance the archer's body in this direction. But if we open the stance, we reduce the distance to balance the body. And now we'll see how to load the arrow on the bow. So this will generate some problem. You know how it is difficult to knock, and when we knock, sometimes the hand slip and damage the fletching. So this is not the proper way. We start. Yes. Now we recommend pull the arrow by the knob. Yes. This, pull the shaft on the rest, and you see it's much more easy to knock the arrow on the string. When we do this process, take care, no finger on the shaft, because when you press your arrow down, you can damage this plastic item, the arrow rest. Is how to grip the string. So with these 3 fingers, we let about 2 finger space below the knob. Use the 3 fingers as much as possible equally. And we can see that the back of the hand is very flat, and the wrist is well aligned with the forearm. This is a proper position. This angle of view, we can see very well the hook shape of the fingers, the flat backhand and the wrist aligned. And from this angle of view, we can see that the string is set in the last joint of the fingers, no further. Could be a little bit deeper, but not further. How to place the bow hand? We see here where the bow will press. This zone should not be in contact with the bow. Now, the white zone shows where the contact with this zone. You see, like this. There. And we can see no contact with this zone. Now, we can also see that the row of knuckles is at about 45 degrees. This is a proper bow hand. Stop. Here, there is something wrong. You see, the bow hand is pressing the bow grip on this zone. We have seen this zone should not touch the bow. This is why at the moment the string is touching the forearm. Now it's clear. This is a proper bow hand. Also, for getting a good clearance and a very good low bow shoulder position, the elbow should not be rotated like this, but should be rotated out. Now we have a proper setting of the bow shoulder, elbow, bow hand. We can see that the bow hand of Mr. Song is very relaxed. Watch his fingers, very soft. All his wrist is relaxed. Why? Is to keep all his bow arm pretty relaxed in order to use the back muscle. We'll see this later. But also, it is to keep the natural action of the bow. No interference with this action. same, when Mr. Song will release, he will keep this hand very relaxed to avoid any interference with the natural action of the bow. This is why, during the level 1 program, we will introduce the bow sling. In this position, we are not perfectly straight. So, we have first to straighten our body. When our spine is straight, we have to ensure that the body is well split over the 2 feet. After that, we have to flatten our chest, lower our shoulders. By consequence, we have a powerful belly. Also, we have to maintain our shoulders above our hips and feet, all in the shooting plane. We have also to turn our head to the target. And finally, we move our body weight a little bit forward to the toes. In this position, we are ready to raise the bow. This presetting has to be kept during raising. While raising, we have to maintain our body straight and well balanced as it has been preset. Also, while raising, we should raise the hands only, not the shoulders. Shoulders should remain low as well as the chest. We have to raise up to this level, which is about eye nose level. At this level, the arrow is parallel to the floor, as well as both hands. And this elbow is almost also at the same level. This is a proper raising. Body presetting, straight, shoulders above hips and feet, flat chest, low shoulders, turn your head, body slightly to the toes, and now we can raise, keeping shoulders down, arrow at the eye level, elbow high. This is ready to draw. One more time. First, preset the body, shoulders, hips, feet, straight, turn your head, and start the raising, keeping this presetting. And you can see now there is already a draw called pre-draw. It's not a complete draw, allowing the archer to properly align the top body to the target. From this draw, this posture will be maintained until the complete draw achieved by the string elbow. We see from the top the body torso alignment during the pre-draw and the maintenance of this posture until a complete draw. The archer takes some reference points on the face. We will see the 3 main types of reference points on the face. First, the quadrilateral. So, could you put an arrow on the bow? And could you bring the quadrilateral? Yes, with the bow. We'll see when we are using a sight, the quadrilateral from eye to knob to point to side. We need a constant distance between eye and knob in the same drawings. Relax. It is the most sophisticated system. Now we see a more simple one, which is a triangle. Triangle is used with a bare bow, no sight on. Put an arrow on, please, and draw the bow. Yes. And we can see now the triangle from eye to knob to point to eye. We need also a constant distance between eye and knob and the same draw, of course. relax. This is a popular method with no sight. But there is, for beginner, a more simple method again, which is shaft aiming. We aim all the shaft long. So we need, could you take your draw? Like this. Pardon? Sorry. Yes. So, you know, we aim all the shaft long. This is the most simple method. Relax. With the two first methods, quadrilateral and triangle, we'll need to align the string. We'll see this later. For the novice education, we recommend to start with the simplest method, which is this one, aiming all along the shaft. And during the level 1 program, we'll move to a more complicated one, the triangle, and we eventually finish with the most sophisticated one, which is a quadrilateral.
If we do not align the string, then we will not hit the centre of the target. To describe this, we will use the quadrilateral system. So we need the eye, the arrow, the sight, and the arrow all in line with the target. If the head leans, or the bow leans, and the arrow will deviate from its true path. Okay?
The same principle applies for the bow. The eye, the string, the sight, and the target have to be aligned. If not, we see the possible deviation. Once the facial reference points are achieved and the string aligned, at full draw, the string forearm should be aligned with the arrow in the shooting plane. Viewed from this side, we can see now the arrow line, and we can also see the draw force line, the alignment of the forces. The draw force line is set at full draw. The point should be still, or even better, slightly move towards the archer, meaning that the archer has to continuously, smoothly extend. Now we'll see a proper release at slow speed. The draw force line is set. Now the archer extend, and release the string. The string starts to move away. The archer is still aiming, no change in his face, and his string hand is moving back until the ear. Now a real release. The draw force line is set, and what's the end? The hand will slide along the jaw until here. Then breathing. Usually we start any activity on a breathing, and we do accurate task retaining our breath and exhaling at the end of the task. For instance, I'm ready to go to the shooting line. Breathing. I'm stepping my stance, breathe out. Pulling an arrow from the quiver. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in of preparation, breathe out of relaxation. Breathe in to start the string gripping, and breathe out on bow and positioning. Breathe in while raising. Breathe out at the start of the draw. And I block all my breath during all the aiming long. Release. And now exhale the rest of air. in my language.
And now I would like to give you some tips on demonstration of the loose. We can use the rubber band. There's many ways we can do this. Once the rubber band, we can draw and release. Okay, complicated. Draw and release. Another method we can use is the elastic string, which we've used previously, which you've seen. We can do the same thing. This is very useful because the archer is watches the coach rather than watching where the arrow goes. So we demonstrate and watch the coach. So we can draw, and loose. There's another method that we use where the archer gets the pressure of the bow, to feel the pressure down the body to the rear leg. So if Mr. Kim comes in, and we can hold his bow hand and push. And he can feel now the push down the body to the back leg. But it is still a forced situation. If we use a bow, we can get the same feeling, but a little bit more realistic, where he's now feeling the pressure down the leg. But it's still not the same way as when they pull the bow. So what we do now is we can turn around and pull the string while Kim is holding the bow and I'm pulling, and now he can feel that pressure right down to his rear leg, and he is now forcing against me. From this position, the coach can demonstrate the hand, the arm, and the shoulder positions. From here, it can also demonstrate the feet, the grip, fingers on the string, the back of the hand, and the elbow height. From this position, the coach can demonstrate the hand, and from this position, we can demonstrate whether the bow is vertical, leaning, canting. We can show the power line of the body, and if we release, we can see the hand position after the release.
During the course, we start shooting at a blank bird. And this is an easy situation for the archer, the beginner, implementing properly the skill we are teaching. And after, of course, the archer will have to aim, but we propose a very easy aiming objective. And with this setup, we can save a lot of time. So we recommend to the coaches to use this setup. We haven't to manipulate so many target faces. Okay. And it will keep going like this with another target face, a little bit more difficult to aim at because the cutting out part is smaller. And the coach has to take care that the skill is properly implemented, whatever the level of difficulty of the target face. You can see now again a smaller hole, and we proceed like this, step by step, and at each step, the coach checks if the skill is properly implemented. The quality of shot is still very good. Maybe the archer will need several aims per target face or several arrows. It depends the level. So again, a more difficult target face to aim at, and check if the shot is still of good quality. Yeah, still, eh? Always. And we are now almost at a complete target face. And again, be sure the shot is of good quality. Still good. And next arrow would be on a complete target face, as we can see now. This is another setup to be efficient during our session. For instance, here, if we cannot look after all the archer, some archer can work by themselves with a mirror. For instance, here the archer is working the release, so full draw, watch yourself in the mirror, and watch yourself releasing. If possible, we can work with two archers at a time. One archer, we hold the mirror for one archer, and while this archer is preparing another arrow, we move to a second one. And we keep going.
Is to give a class instruction.
For next hand, we continue working our release, but to better feel how the hand slides along the jaw, we shoot eyes closed. That means you draw, aim a bit, close your eyes, release, sliding your hand along your jaw, finishing on the ear, low, and open. Okay? We do it. So, here we draw, give the direction, close our eyes, extend, release, and feel, continue, it was good. Keep going. Allez, another one. Another one. So we draw, give the direction, close eyes, be very concentrate on your hands sliding the jaw, open, good, very good, you. Direction, close your eyes. Mr. Kim, could you explain us your observation process? Yes? So we go.
Now looking.
So from this position first, could you explain us what do you observe?
First, this one.
Yes.
First, make a good breathe and relax, turn the elbow and the shoulder.
Yeah.
Drawing and then make a good head position and the verticality.
Big distance between elbow and shoulder the same height.
Good. And make a good follow through and release.
And body always vertical.
Yes.
Okay. The next one, please.
One more.
So now, from here, this position, what else?
Yes, now so we check the finger.
Okay.
Now so
Right
we check
here.
the finger position,
Yes, in
and
axis
hand position.
release. And how flat is the hand?
Release.
You can also observe the distance between
Yeah.
elbow and shoulder here.
Yes, very important.
Yeah. What is the rest of your process? You come here,
Yeah.
keep going, please. So, where exactly you stand? Here?
Yes, yes, better.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And what do you observe?
Also, you can check the finger position
Yeah, we
and
see the
shoulder position
very low.
and the finger.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true. You can see very well. Forehand. Good.
Drawing.
And you check the height of the elbow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any release must be used elbow.
Uh-huh.
Yes, very
Push and move back like this. Shoulder at the same height.
Yeah.
Relax. Prepare another arrow. You also can check the body verticality.
Yeah.
And now you move here.
Yes. We check
Yeah.
first the body verticality.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Drawing.
So you can see the ball also. How vertical is the ball?
Drawing. And we check full draw. The draw line.
The line of force.
Yes.
Yes.
Release. Yeah. And the follow through. Check the follow through.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. That we have seen the key elements of each shooting skill. That we have seen the coaching methods, teaching aid. We will implement one coaching situation for teaching the bow and bow. Here we are very close to the target, 3 meters. And we shoot together. The archer holds the ball, I hold the coach holds the string. Raise your ball. That's it. We just pull a little, just a little further than elbow. The archer watch the bow arm. We always look at what we are working on and release. And we see the natural reaction of the ball. Relax. Prepare another one. So the first step is to show to the archer what should be done. And here we see the natural reaction of the ball. One more. So we hold the archer to help standing upright. Raise the ball. We put just a bit, not too much, if not the archer will be too tense. The archer watch what we are working, that means bow arm, and we release. And we see the natural relaxation of the wrist and bow that has moved forward and a little bit that way. Good. Thank you. After this first situation where we shot together, the archer has to do by herself. But we'll shoot at a reduced draw to avoid to be too tense and to keep relaxed. Please. So, reduced draw, no more than this, a little bit less. The archer still look at the bow hand, and release. Yeah, and we see how relaxed is the wrist and so on. Good. And the archer has to implement this at full draw, but still watching the bow arm. Please. So now full draw. Yes, full draw. Pull. Full draw. That is, watch the bow arm and release. Still watching the bow arm, and it's very well implemented. Good. So the archer has seen herself doing well, implementing very well this skill. Now she has to also to feel how she does. So for that, this giant will shoot eyes closed. Please. So full draw, aiming a bit, close eyes, concentration here, and we release. And we see anyway. open the eyes only 2-3 seconds after the release. Good. From this angle of view, we see the eyes closed. Good. So again, full draw, close eyes, concentration in boarm and bowen, release, keep your eyes closed, open. So, of course, we have to do this exercise at a very short distance. But in archery here, of course, we will have to aim. So we have to open eyes. But we will not aim yet. Now the archer will raise the eyes and focus, but be totally concentrated in boarm and bowen. Shoot. See, full draw, eyes here, but concentration in boarm and bowen, and release. That is, head down. During the previous situation, the archer's concentration was 100% on bowen and bowen because there was nothing to aim at. Now, we will not aim yet because, as you can see, we will shoot at a blank butt. But nevertheless, the archer has to give some rough orientation, so start to split her concentration to this task, giving an orientation, and to the skill. So we don't aim really, eyes are pretty open, and when we release, we stay concentrated on bowen. You can see very relaxed. Okay, good. From now on, we will increase the difficulty of aiming. As you can see now, there is a target face, quite easy to hit at because there is a large center. So we go. So same. Now the archer will stay mainly focused on bowen and bowen. Yeah, good. And it's still she has still to give some orientation. Can release when you want. Release. Okay. Done. Prepare another arrow. But we have to give more orientation than the previous step. And now the target is cut out less, so the aiming difficulty is growing. We don't need yet to be very concentrated on aiming. We can still stay concentrated on this and release when you want. So the task is still well implemented. So if the task is well implemented, we can move to next step. Usually, archers need more arrows per step. But for the purpose of demonstration, we just shoot one arrow per step. And the coach has to be sure that the skill is properly implemented. Yes, it's still very nice. If we notice that suddenly during the progression of aiming difficulty, the archer doesn't implement anymore properly the skill, we step here and we shoot one arrow in this new situation and one in the previous situation until the archer behaves the same in both situations. Yes. No, I see the wrist was relaxing 2 times. So we see what happened in the next situation, where now we have a quite challenging aiming objective. Yeah? So stay concentrated on your wrist, arm. Yeah, we can see the wrist drop a little bit slower. So you can prepare an arrow. Prepare an arrow. Yeah. Relax here. Some exercises. First about balance. For discovering our stable balance, we'll pass through different situations. One is a very wide step. Feet more or less forward, straight body, close your eyes, and try to feel in which direction you balance. Do you balance from left to right? Do you balance from left to right? No, it's very, very stable. But you balance in which direction?
Front and back.
Yeah, that is very easy. So this is not a very recommended stance because we move very easily front back. Open eyes. Now we'll try the opposite. Very close stance. Close eyes. So where are you balancing?
Left and right.
Left, right.
Front and back.
Yeah, I think in any direction. It is one of the most unstable balance. So feet should be quite apart, but not too much. If not, we balance too much forward. We can open your eyes. So usually we work with shoulders, but how the feet should be. If you try like Charles Chaplin, like this, open, yeah, straight. Lower belly, close your eyes. Try to feel. So maybe you will feel a forward power, but mainly forward. We can double check by this opposite situation, which is not very comfortable for knees. No, not very. And close eyes. And here it's very easy to go backward, very easy, you see. So this is why we recommend parallel feet, because we have a long length, the full length of the foot, of the feet, to balance forward, backward. So this is why we recommend this width, more or less, parallel feet. For beginner, it's perfect. Now we'll see another. Keep this stance. And try to feel yourself pull up. So your heels will slightly move up. Now, lower until your heels touch the floor. When you have a contact with your heels on the floor, stop. Flatten your chest, lower your belly. And in this position, you are ready for raising, pulling. You can simulate raising, pulling, release. You feel this is well-balanced posture, low center of gravity, flat chest. It's a good stance.
Now we will try an exercise for balance, distribution of weight with the body. Firstly, feet are shoulder width apart and in line. And we will simulate putting the weight forward on one leg, as some people do. Pascal will draw the bow, and at that top of the line, now he will close his eyes and bend his knees to come down. His weight will turn him in a anti-clockwise direction from the top, going off the sides. Okay, come back up. Now that would have taken him to the left, because his body wants to twist that way. If we now stand square, even, and do the same exercise, his body will stay in line with the black line. Okay, close eyes and bend your knees. And down, okay, and back up. Okay, please, come down. Okay, thank you very much.
Once the archer has gripped the string, position the bow hand, he has to set up the body. So the center of gravity should be at the same spot, at each arrow, and as low as possible. We'll see one common mistake. For instance, here we apply some pressure to the arrow because the belly is down, center of gravity is low, and when the archer raises, the archer raises the energy up and the center of gravity up. So there is less power in the belly. Now we demonstrate what should be done. Here, the archer flattens the chest, lowers the shoulder, and by consequence, the archer feels a powerful belly, and this pressure applied to the shaft should be maintained all the way through raising, through pulling, and including through release. Now this is an exercise for raising. While raising, the archer should raise hands only, not the shoulders, not the chest. For this purpose we use this soft ball that we put here, while the archer raise the ball and draw. And the ball should remain on the archer's shoulder. This is done properly. If the ball falls down, something is wrong. If while raising the ball falls down, it's because the archer moves the shoulders up. In this case, we can help the archer with this exercise. We have our hand in the armpit, here. As the archer push with your shoulders down on my hand, raise the ball, go, raise the ball, push down, and pull the ball back. Down, very good. We have seen in the key elements that the raising should be such that the arrow is raised up to eye or nose level, horizontal. Now we'll see an exercise for making the archers understanding why. And this exercise is the following. You do this with your arm, curve shape, lower the shoulder. And in this position we raise the arms with shoulders down as high as we can. This is. Higher than this we have to move the shoulders up. No. And we can notice that in this position we are at about 45 degrees. If we visualize the line between elbow and both hands, elbow and bow hand, at 45 degrees, we can notice now that this draw force line is at about the nose level. It is more or less the same with bow and arrow. We have seen how to raise the bow up to this level. Now we see how to start the bow, just the beginning. For this purpose, we'll redo this exercise. Yeah. Lower your shoulder, flatten your chest, and raise as high as you can. When we are here, without changing the shape of the arm, we open. And we'll do this several times, and stay concentrated in your blade. You feel your arm doesn't move, just your blade, like a fan, like this. Yeah? Relax. So now, sail, but simulating a bow draw. Raise and sail. Start with your blade, only a few centimeters. Don't pull with our arm. No, just the draw should start with the blade. Good. Doing it with a bow, we will simulate with an elastic band. So, raising and just start the draw, about 20 centimeters, go down. And feel the blade motion. The motion should be done with blade only, as less as possible with arms. Very good. Why the bow should be drawn in the shooting plane? We'll try to explain. Here, I will make just a ring with this finger around the grip to avoid any applying any torque to the bow. What will happen? If I draw the bow, pull it to me, release, the bow, you can notice, goes very straight. Again, pull the bow. But it is very different that if I move to the bow, you can see the bow react very, very differently. So to avoid to apply any torque to the bow should be drawn exactly in the shooting plane all the way through. Jan, can you draw to my eyes? My eyes will be the camera. Come, thanks. So, as a coach, I can now check if she will draw in the shooting plane. Go ahead. And we can notice big difference. Oh, there is a risk of torque here. So let down. Now, be sure the string is always in front of my eye and your eye. Go ahead. Please. String always in front of your eyes. Go ahead, go ahead. Perfect. With this draw, sure we have applied no torque to the bow. Now we'll do in front of a mirror. Let down. With a mirror, the archer can check herself if the string is always in front of your eye. Another important point about the draw, to implement a well-balanced draw and to avoid any rectificational full draw search like this, the draw should be executed always with hands at the same height, or if you want, they are always parallel to the floor. You can do it. Hands always parallel, yes, same height. Okay. Yes. 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 That is. Very good. Again. That is. Thank you. The end of the draw is another critical point because most of the archers have a tendency to grip the top body, but no. The spine and the shoulder should remain in a close shape. For helping the archer to achieve this, we use some balls. For instance, raise your ball, stop, so we put a ball on the shoulder, one on head, and the archer should be able to draw, and the ball should remain on the head. It's not important for release, just for the end of the draw. Another possibility is to do this, to assist manually the archer. You do this, and right. Same, now we can let the archer, releasing or not, the draw is properly achieved. This is what we wanted. At the end of the draw, the archer takes some marks on the face, and the marks should be such that the draw force line should be in place. That means the forearm, string forearm, should be in line with the arrow. For that, we'll have a small simulation. We grip like this, and we can notice that when we pull on our arms, the two forearms are aligned. It's very difficult to be misaligned. So we do this, and we bring to our throat. Do it. Let it straight like this. Good. And like this, we turn our head to the target. Turn your head. So in this position, if we replace this forearm, that it is aligned with the other one, with an arrow, we move, we have the perfect alignment, and the string hand should be more or less at this position. We can show to the archer what it is. Second, relax. Maybe a little bit more accurate with a thin stick. Here it's a very thin carbon arrow. We suppose that this is the string, this is a knock. We grip as we are used to grip the string, and we bring right away, right front like this. We turn our head to the target, count a bit, and this is also the proper position. Good? Yes, this is the knock, this is the fingers, so straight like this. Okay, turn your head a little bit, This is good. Now, we count a bit. We can remove here. This is where the string should be. For better helping the archer to know where the string should be, we'll use this bandage that we will fix about a few millimeters ahead of this arrow. Few millimeters because the bow will creep a bit here. So, okay, now we can remove and we'll ask to the archer to draw the bow until the end of the tape, and we'll help the archer with the middle to well see where the string is on the face. Now we go, draw, and we see the string is right at the end of the band-aid. This is a proper location for you. Okay, now some exercises for full draw. So when the archer is at full draw, the draw acts as a spring. That means the draw has a tendency to make the archer shrinking here. Very shrink. You see? Reduction of this triangle. So the archer has constantly to extend to fight this shrinking. We'll see one situation to learn how to extend the top body. With two supports, the archer, here we go, expand your body like this. We see the difference of wingspan. Here we go, shrink. Much larger triangle here than when it is shrink down, small triangle. Full draw, this extension can be achieved either with the front part or the string part. With the bow part, we'll see a very simple exercise. The archer takes his stance at a distance such he has a good support on a wall or on a pillar. And that's it. We practice, we try to move our body this side only, not that way. While doing this, the coach should check that the height remains at the same height and there is no body twist like this. No, the body should remove only this side. This is a proper way to extend in the shooting plane. Could you do this with an elastic band now? Of course, we cannot extend many centimeters. It will be few millimeters. So full draw, always with this line, good. And now we try to stretch the band a little, just with the front part. When doing this, the archer and the coach have to be sure that this distance remains the same and height between the band and the shoulder, good, remain the same. During the extending with the string part, we can do the following. Fingers on your sternum and just exercise like this to feel the blade motion. Yeah, that is. Now we do the same with the support on the back side and we feel that is the body moving that way. And after we can do with an elastic band and with a bow. Whatever the technique of extending, what is important is to keep the body always aligned. There should not be too much deformation. We'll explain. For instance, you can control with a long stick that you put just above the blade. Of course, during the draw, we can see a deviation. But normally from now on, this shaft should keep its axis. Here it's not a good extending, too much deformation. Now we will have a good one, extending, and release. The motion during the release are not important. During extending, the shaft should remain in the same orientation. For release, we will see a set of exercises, progressive exercises. We'll start with some simulation until shots at full draw. First simulation is this one. When you push your elbow like this, like a full draw we are doing, and suddenly there is a release, our elbow continues. So, wow, that is absolutely. So muscular contraction here, continue. First point. Second point, for a proper release, we need very flat hand, like a natural grip. When you support a bucket or whatever like this, your hand like this is very flat. The wrist aligned with the forearm. This is how you will be at full draw. Very flat. That is. So now another simulation combining these two principles. If we do this, like this, we pull, relax, release. Yes, that's it. There is pivoting from here with no change in this angle and relax. We'll try this now with bow and arrow. So one bow. So, please, we go. What we'll do first, at a reduced draw, a little bit lower than usually, we draw, watch our hand, release. Continue to watch the hand until the end of the release. So draw a bit, about at this level, watch here, very flat, well, elbow pretty high, release. That's it. This is well done. We'll do the same thing, but now without stop, in a continuous draw, like expanding, but we are at a reduced draw. Yes, perfect. Smoothly, pull, no stop. Yeah, we do it again. This one, it's not pull, stop, release. No. At full draw, we will do the same. Expand, path. Same at the reduced draw. Reduced draw, yes, same. Smoothly, pull, release. That's it. A bit higher. Come here. And we'll extend, we increase the draw, arrow per arrow, until we have almost a complete draw. When your hand slide here, release. Even if the full draw is not achieved, what is important is to release during the opening of the paw. Go, close to your chin, smoothly. That is coming good. Okay. Another is, we have seen this simulation at the beginning. During this reaction, this angle doesn't change. What we'll do, Ken, now you will take a full draw, and at full draw you turn your head to watch this angle. Just a few seconds. Pull. No. Full draw. First, look at the target. Full draw. Okay. Now you can turn your head and release. And we can see there is no change in the angle. It has kept its inclination. This is very good. Finally, what we do is we observe a complete release. That means at full draw, move eyes in the mirror and watch yourself releasing. what you will see is your hand sliding along your neck and finish not further than this axis. You can simulate once or twice like this. If you pivot as you did very well here, yeah, your hands stop at this level. You cannot go further. If not, it's because either you do this, either you do this. But if you pivot correctly from your shoulder, that is. So, at full draw, you watch in the mirror. Full draw, aim a bit. But watch your release. Next will be eyes closed, and we shot after at cut-out faces, smaller, 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 and so on, until we can release properly on the complete target face. As exercise is about bow hand, we have first to understand why we recommend a very relaxed bow hand. We recommend this to avoid that if the hand is a bit tense, there is a force applied to the bow, a force that could create a torque. So, we'll do this first. Simulation. Pull like this, let your hand very soft. That's it. If we can do this, perfect. Now, with the bow and a sling. Why a sling? Yes, because if the hand is released, is soft, this hand should be soft all the way through, including during the string push the arrow and even after. To avoid to disturb the bow with our fingers. So this is a two-finger sling. There are different type of sling. This one is very good. So first, let me this here. First, that is the proper behavior of the hand. See the string, we push the bow. Okay, now can you do this? Pull a little bit, just a little bit because we cannot drive hard, and let it go. That is very relaxed hand. When it's finished bent like this, it's very good. Okay? That is. Could you do one full draw? So at full draw, watch your hand release. Do it one arrow. Always watch what you are working at. You are working bow hand, full draw, aim a little bit, watch your hand, let me see, very soft, this, that is. Very good. Now, another exercise is with a nail hold between two fingers. These two fingers or these two fingers, doesn't matter. So, yeah. So if the archer has a tendency to grab the bow, he will feel a little pain. Go ahead, raise, draw. It is recommended to watch your bow hand. The fingers are soft, good, and the bow propels the nail. No pain, so the hand was relaxed. Finally, to be sure the archer doesn't pinch the bow between thumb and forefinger in this part of the hand, we'll shoot without the sling. Of course, the bow should go away, and the coach has to catch the bow. It is recommended that the archer look at his bow hand while doing this. Yeah, but the bow can exit without problem. Through the release and through bow hand, we have covered the physical flows. Now we'll finish with the mental flows. One exercise is to check if the archer is able to maintain a continuous sound. No, not continuous. Again, this is a classical fact that the archer stops the sound. try to continue the sound until the end of the shot. You continue, but it was not the same intensity. So that means you have changed your mindset for releasing. You have to maintain the same level of mental activities. Same level, no more. Just the same. That is. There should be no mental change for releasing. And many beginners have a tendency to either do this or this also. No, what we want is the archer remaining impassive. That means something like this. For helping the archer achieving this, we use a mirror. The archer will watch himself in his eyes and try to keep the same side all the shot long. Now watch himself in his eye. Yeah, perfectly impassive, very well.
On behalf of the Feated Coaches Committee, I would like to thank everybody involved with the production of this video, especially Bill Wee, who has been our cameraman for the past few days, and particularly Mr. Kim, who's made his centre available to us throughout this programme. Thank you very much.